Hey guys, Easy here. So today's CDPR showed the 30 cards that they're going to release, the new cards. So I'm just gonna go through them quickly because it's 30, so I don't want to take that long. So we have Dorgaray that we already knew. So he's a 2 strength silver unit, siege, and he can spawn one of 4 cards, so you can spawn a Savage Bear, a Ivern, a Kimara, or a Drowner. The Drowner is different than before. Now it's 7 strength. He moves a unit to its row on its side, and if it's an enemy, it damages by 2. And if it's on move to other, it's 4 instead. So I think this card, I wasn't too sure about this card, but I think it's gonna be a good card, and it's neutral, so I think it's rather good. Now you have Vesemir, now Vesemir, Hesco, and Lambert are golds. So Vesemir is a 6 power. You can play a bronze or silver alchemy card from your deck, and then you shuffle. So this means you can get Thunderbolt Potion, Immune Boost, whatever Immune Boost does now, or silver alchemies. So we now have to check for the alchemy tag to see what you can get with him or not. So looks promising, and being neutral, you can fit it in anywhere. You have Lambert. Lambert seems really strong. So it's 7 power unit, damages an enemy by 5, and up to 4 copies of it on its side. So like against swarm decks, it's really good, and against like the blue stripe commando stuff, Kedwani sergeants, harpy eggs, you name it. So it looks strong. Like if you play against low like decks with low units, like Skytel control like we had on the previous patch, isn't that good, but now it seems promising. You have Hesco, destroys a bronze or silver enemy that's not boosted. So yeah, it's 1 hit, 1 kill if it's not boosted. I'm not sure if it works on a, for example, damage unit, because it says not boosted, but on the stream it looked like if it was damage it might not work. Not sure. It was like rather quick on that part. Now on monsters, we have Arcaspore. So it's a 5 powered loyal unit. At every turn of the start of the unit, move this unit to a random row on its side and damage a random enemy by 1 and reset it. So, and it has Death Wish, damage a random enemy by 4. So the reset part is if it gets damaged, when it moves it gets back to 5 power, or if it's boost it goes back to 5 power. So looks interesting, this one. Next, Cyclops. So Cyclops, 7 power, siege loyal, destroy an ally and damage an enemy by the destroyed ally's power. If destroyed, had Death Wish, strengthen this unit by 3. So you can throw a unit that you have with Death Wish. This gets to 10 power and the unit gets spawned or does whatever it does, and you still have value for hitting the enemy. Cockatrice, we already seen this one. Whenever an ally's Death Wish appears, it gets boosted by 2. When it deploys, it gets boosted by 2 for each ally with Death Wish. So it seems rather powerful on the Death Wish archetype. Now we have to wait and see because everything is different. Next, Wild Hunt Longship. So this looked better the first time it showed up, but now when it's on the board it boosts other Wild Hunt allies by 1, but when it gets destroyed or locked it damages them back. So if you kill it or lock it, the buffs that it gave, it takes them back. So not sure how it will play this one. Next, Rot Fiend. So 8 power, bronze unit, damage all units on the opposite row by 2. So if you use it with Cyclops, for example, you hit something by 8, you damage everything on the opposite row by 2, and Cyclops gets 3 power, so it's 10, 18, and depending on the power on the other row it can go from like a 20 play to 22, 24. So looks interesting. Not sure if it's viable, but we have to wait and see on that part. So Alba Armored Cavalry for Nilfgaard. So it's a 3 power. Any row loyal. When you deploy, look at the 3 top units on your opponent's deck, choose one and boost self by its base power. So you get information on what's on the top of your opponent's deck, and this one gets buffed. So I don't know, you can get lucky and get a high unit, and probably you will get, because like all the units got buffed a little bit, or even the new ones are like high value. So this one looks interesting, but I don't think it will see that much play. Depends, I think, on the meta, if it will see ever any play. I'm not sure. This one is strange. So next we have Magnum Division. So 7 power, loyal. Any row. If neither player has passed, draw the top card from your deck and create a base copy of the top bronze card in your opponent's deck that they draw immediately. So you draw the top card and your opponent gets a base copy of the top bronze card that he has on his deck that he draws immediately. So if you set up this, for example, with Stefan Scale, and you can draw whatever you want, gold, silver, doesn't matter, and your opponent gets a copy of a bronze unit if he has any. If he doesn't have any bronze card, for example, if it's like 3rd round and he doesn't have any, I don't think he's gonna get a card. So this one, funny card, can be good at some points. Next, Nilfgaardian Standardbearer. So 7 power, loyal. Whenever you play a soldier from your hand, boost an ally by 2, and when deploy, boost an ally by 2. So this, it's buffing all over the place. So every faction has a card that buffs, or coming from hand, or in hand when it comes into play. So it's like every faction like had when you did something, it would boost in your hand, deck, and on the board. And now they have this kind of cards. So next we have Infiltrator. So power 9, deploy to another unit spying token. So this is transforming another spying unit, into a spy, and you try to get him back with treason if it's 10 or lower power, and if it's a bronze, if I'm not mistaken. So this can give interesting swings. So next, Assassin. Damage the unit disloyal, so 1 power, and damage the unit to the left by its base power, but not more than 10. So this can kill like non-buffed units, and if they don't have armor. So it's situational at some point, I think. I'm not sure how to evaluate this one, but if not for anything, it's a removal for one. Yeah, it's a bronze unit, so let's see. Next, more wood, so 5 power, melee loyal. Typical units lock if it's an enemy. Damage by half of its power, rounding up and ignoring armor. So this is Fiend. So I'm not sure if it stayed the same. So very powerful card, like it's Fiend, different name. So Witch Hunter, Northern Realms. So it's a 3 power loyal unit. So it resets when it deployed. Resets a unit. If it's a mage, you can play another Witch Hunter from your deck, and if you lock another mage, you pull the third one. So it depends on the mages that you're playing against, or even your own if you want to thin your deck. I don't know. So at this point, I don't think anyone will know how it plays out, all of the cards, because with all of the changes and the golds being targetable. Interesting, to say the least. Next, poor flanking infantry. So everyone was waiting for this one to see how the left flanking and the right flanking would be. So this is 6 power melee loyal. So when it deploys, it spawns a left and a right flanking infantry. So they have it's a 2 powered unit. So it's a 10 power play when you play this. The thing is, they're locked to melee, so I don't think you can commit that much, like the 3 of them in one row, unless you uneven them to not get scorched or not get ignied, because now igni changed. So the threshold was 20, now it's 25, but with 3 of these it's 30, so you're gonna hit the 6s, so it's 18 point value. So we have to, if it wasn't locked to melee, if they were agile, yeah, this would be crazy, but like this, not sure. Next, Battering Ram. So 7 power, it's agile, loyal. Deploy, damage an enemy by 3. If it was destroyed, damage another enemy by 2. The thing, it has fresh crew and it increases the initial damage by 1. So the second time it's gonna be 4 and probably 2. Yeah. Or how do I think of the initial damage? So probably it's damage an enemy by 4. If it was destroyed, damage by 2, and then 5, and then 2 again, I think. I have to try this one. Tamarian Drummer. So 7 power, agile again, loyal. Every turn at the start of your turn, boost a random ally by 1. Another. So they can't buff each other, and that's they were talking about on the stream about unevening creatures, because you can get scorched, but if you have like 2 of these and 2 of the other ones, they can even up and you could get scorched either way. So that's this. Bernard Tudor. So this one is 9 power siege. It's loyal. Deploy. You may mulligan a card in your hand, but choose a bronze spell or alchemy card from your deck to replace it. Then shuffle. So this one looks rather interesting. So it's 9 power. So the units now are really big. You may mulligan a card. this is interesting, and it's at some points it can help you a lot. If you have, like, on the beginning you didn't have a good mulligan, you need to change one of those cards, like on the third mulligan you got one card that you didn't expect to, or you forgot for some reason. It's good on that situation. It's good depending how the game evolves, and some cards that you don't need at that point you can filter it to get a bronze spell or alchemy. Yeah, so next, Scoia'tael Sage. So this is a 3 power loyal unit. It's on siege row. Deploy, resurrect a bronze alchemy or spell card. So this is quite good, I think, because it's, if you use Elven Mercenary and you use some spell, doesn't matter if it's Thunderbolt Potion, you can reuse it with this unit again, or Clear Skies for Rally, or Lacerate, whatever. Looks interesting. Dwarven Agitator, this one is really crazy. So on deploy, you spawn a base copy of a random different bronze dwarf in your deck. So this getting Mahakam Defenders, Dwarven Mercenaries, it spawns a base copy, it doesn't get the unit inside. So, and if you use Operator playing a non-dwarf mirror match, it gets really crazy. So it's a lot of value with all of the dwarves there. Next you have Mahakam Pyrotechnician. So this one, it's a 5 power unit, it's agile, deploy damage a random unit on each row on the other side by 3. So this one is at least an 8-point value play, and at best is 14. So for a bronze card to hit 14, and now, like, because of all the units are really huge, so if you're always trying to avoid Igni, like, at least at this point everyone was trying to always avoid Igni, because it was always like not always, but at some point it could be a big swing. So you try to put them in the different rows. So this normally is gonna get 11 points on average, I think. So this looks really promising, this card. Mahakam Marauder, 8 power, agile, loyal. Whenever this unit is boosted, damaged, strengthened, or weakened, boosted by 2. So if you do anything to it, it's gonna boost by 2. So if you boost it with something like immune boost, at this point it gets 3 and 2 armor. Instead it's getting 5 and 2 armor. If it gets hit, it boosts. So this one keeps on boosting. So it looks interesting. If it's in your yeah, it says everywhere. So if it's in your hand, it gets boosted. It gets, like with the dragoons, it gets boosted by 1, so it gets boosted by 3 instead. So looking good, this one. Farseer, so 8 power, agile, loyal. So this one supposedly is going to be a 6 power, and this is if a different ally or a unit in your hand or deck is boosted during your turn, boost self by 2 at the end of the turn. So these ones you're gonna play it on the 3rd round if you can, because they're gonna be like 14 value bronzes. So that's huge. And if you play on a deck that uses like boosts like dragoons and Elven Mercenaries to get boosts on the board. Oh, no, sorry. My bad. in your hand or deck. Yeah, so you're gonna play with the Dragoons. Yeah, either way, it's bonkers. My bad on this one. So, Scalia, herbalist. So, one powered ranged unit. So, it's Doom. Deploy. Play a random card. Play a card randomly chosen from any bronze organic cards and torrential range in your deck. So, some cards now have organic tag. So, like, I think Lacerate has it. Probably Mardrome has it. So if you build your deck correctly, you can get some value out of it. Not sure if it's gonna see that much play, but yeah. Next, Drummond Warmonger. So it's 7 power ranged, loyal, has veteran 1. Deploy. You may discard a bronze card from your deck. So discard Scalia, keeps on going. So if you can use this to get Raider. Like instead of using King Brand to get like Olgierd or Morkvarg or Ceres, or you would always get like one Raider to thin out also, and with that it's like in the first round it's 11 power play, and if you used Bran, if you have Ceres, so you already has 2 minus counters on Ceres because you got, for example, 1 Raider and 1 Morkvarg. So with this you're gonna get the third one, and it's 11 power. So this is really crazy, I think, this card. Next, Clan and Crate Greatsword. So this one is 7 power, agile, loyal. At every 2 turns at the start of your turn, this unit, if this unit is damaged, reset it and strengthen by 2. So what this means is, if you play like the Warcry decks, that you can damage them, and instead, because it's agile, you don't commit to the melee row, you can leave it on another row. You can buff the other units with the Warcry, and this one will, after 2 turns, reset and strengthen. So it's going to be a 7, 9, 11, and when it dies, it's going to be like that. It doesn't reset it back to 7. So if it's 11 on the second round, if you use the Priestess of Freya, it's 11 power that comes back. So I think this one is quite good with 7 power. Yeah. So now we have Clan Turksic Veteran, 7 power, ranged, veteran 1, deploys, trigger all different Turksic units, veteran abilities, whatever they are. So it doesn't matter if they're deck, graveyard, board, they're gonna get buffed by 1. So looks interesting. You don't have many Turksic veterans, many Turksic units in Scalia in the game at this point, but probably in a while, in some months, you can get better value of this card. Next, Will Harpooner. So I think this is the last card. So 8 power, agile, loyal. So deploys, move a enemy to the row on you play this one, like on the opposite side, and damage it by the number of the other units. So if you play this on siege, you're gonna play a unit on the other side that on the siege row, and if it has like 5 units there, the enemy is gonna get hit by 5. I'm not sure if this is gonna be a good card. I don't know. This one, I don't think so. And that's it. Hope you enjoyed. I tried to make this as quick as possible because it's a lot of cards. Hope you enjoy it. Like if you like, and subscribe to the channel. Bye guys.